I'm wondering, Mayor, if this wouldn't be the moment to also discuss our Newark Violence Reduction Initiative because of its collaborative nature, and because it's a new way of trying to operate in an area like Tillinghast or the location where the caller is.
All right, so it's got a name, but what is it? Violence?
Newark Violence Reduction Initiative, and again, we've talked a lot about collaboration and partnership, but this is another one, and it's different for a number of reasons. We convene at Rutgers University, and we use the brain trust that is there. We have David Kennedy, and I know he's been discussed on other shows. He is, together with Anthony Braga and people from Rutgers, we're doing research-based work. And I find it not just professional, but interesting, because what we do is enforcement actions. We've done them at New Community. We've done them in the 4th Precinct. But we couple that with identifying players in those areas and bringing them in to talk, to have federal prosecutors who are very supportive, DEA agents, FBI agents. Very interestingly to me, Beverly Henderson, who runs a support group for mothers of murdered children, she speaks about what it's like to talk to a mother of somebody who's been gunned down because of their connection to the drug trade. Our medical examiner speaks about how weary he becomes of seeing young men that he says reminds him, of himself at a younger age, not in their activities, but just young men. And, doing autopsy after autopsy. We try to encourage the gang members or drug-related people there to step back, access services, and get out of the game. Otherwise, we're continuing our enforcement action.
But the success of the program is extraordinary. Where we first piloted it in the New Community area, we've seen a dramatic reduction in violent crime, and more so than the pace of violent crime reduction citywide. And so we're expanding that program, and it really is an opportunity to reach out to many of these young people who are involved in this dangerous game and begin to work with them in a collaborative approach to reduce the violence.
Engagement versus keeping at arm's length. I know that there was a time in law enforcement where it was almost anathema to think of actually trying to engage with gang members, with people who are at risk out there on the streets.
And I've seen a sea change in the attitude of law enforcement and agents and cops. We engage and we break bread afterward. There's food. There is a recognition that these individuals are human, that we're all people first. But there's a very clear message: if you don't stop the violence, your group is going to be targeted, and enforcement action will come. And we demonstrate at these meetings what's happened to other individuals who've disregarded the message, and, for example, where they're being housed. As I said, with the feds, it's frequently out of state. It's out of a comfort zone. It's not business as usual, and that is our approach through NVRI.
Mayor?
I'm just saying that's got to be the way crime fighting in the future in many ways, because we're not going to arrest our way out of this problem. It just is a sad reality. But we're locking up more and more people, and it's not necessarily showing a reduction in narcotics trade and the like. And again, we can make 20% reductions if we've seen in shootings now, 27% reductions since I've been mayor. But you heard the caller before; it's not necessarily solving the problem. What we need to do is new partnerships like this that are really about engagement, really about partnerships. And we need to do things within the city to make sure our police department is trusted, so that they can actually work together with the community in a deeper way.